to keep their longs open as they GM, 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 GM. So on trade of the day, as I explained in daily levels, I mostly just want to keep holding spot here at these prices, and wait for some kind of shakeout or correction. With funding rates the way they are, like I don't need to explain it again, but when funding is high, people have to pay a lot of money to keep their longs open. As they realize, right, price is not moving up, they'll decide, okay, maybe I'll close, and as they close, more people close. It creates a domino effect, and then the price flushes. Right, spot buyers will be coming in to buy then, because, like I said, the spot markets are dry. There's billions of dollars wants to flow into them. So you're going to have different coins, and I'll just go on the watch list here and look through a few. I would want to see something that is above resistance, right? So I don't know where or when it's going to pull back from. Maybe it's here, maybe it's somewhere else. I want to see something that's well above resistance and pulling back into its 50 EMA for the first time. So if you can imagine an example, would be, let's say this was today, and then we got our pullback, and you saw something pulling back into the 50. That's where I'm looking at longs. Boom, link long, way up, done. That's short term, right? Couple day hold. I'm looking at something like that. So, like, let's imagine the whole market pulls back on Monday. Would I want to buy Lido? No. Lido's below resistance, and it's not even looking that strong at the moment. And that's important, because you look at something like Lido and you're like, all right, well, this like chart is not really that bullish. It's going up, but it's not showing any signs of strength. It's below resistance and all that. But yet, when you go and look at Lido's funding rate, I bet you it's still super high, because everything is super high funding. So where's Lido? Lido. Let me find it here. It should be here. It should be in the top 100. There we are. Lido. 0.07. Like, look at the funding rate. It's fucking insane. Um, like, how are people paying for this? People are paying to be long for the last 5 days at crazy funding rates when price is going down. This, I can't stress this enough. This is a retarded market. So, good stuff, the strong stuff, which I don't see any yet, say okay, but it's already pulled back. I want to see something like moving decently. Render, yeah. I'm a little bit more hesitant on AI coins, because I think they're a little bit overbought on the lower time frames. Like Ocean. Now, there's a good example. So if we ended up getting a pullback and Ocean came back towards this level where it broke out from, right? Let's say we get this shakeout because funding rates got too high with this pullback, and Ocean pulls back like that. That's the one to buy, because if it pulls back into the 50 like that, and it's coming back towards an SR flip, and it's had a strong move up and it's pulling back, that's the one that's actually got clear bullish momentum, breakout, retest, and could break to new highs. Right? So that's one that would be on my radar. Again, I have to say this now. I don't know when the pullback's going to be. I just know that when funding is this high, there's usually a pullback coming. Right? And you have to remember, like, you do not have to be in on every move. One sec. 50 EMA H4. Check. So you don't have to trade every single move. The majority of the portfolio being spot long and buying sensibly on dips. I mean, my portfolio, as I'm sure yours are, it's just going up and up and up. And then we have the luxury of saying, okay, cool, got a nice Pepe trade, made a little bit of money on injective. I'm going to take profits. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to wait. And when we get a healthy reset, I'm going to go again. So, and again, that doesn't mean you're going to be absolutely correct next time, but you can have the luxury of time and patience, because you're not missing out on the bull run either, because you're spot long. That's why it's so important. Be spot long. Because if you're spot long, you can withstand a 20-30% pullback, because you're spot. You can't get liquidated, and you know it's going to go higher later anyway. and then you can add your longs on top. So I'm very clear here. You're going to see people calling tops. Oh, it's all going to crash because it's also maybe anything's possible, but I don't see it as being a crash. I see it as being a big shake out of flush or whatever. And some shit stuff will go down a lot. Some of the stuff that's stronger will get back for nice, healthy resets. Uh, Even fetch, yeah. Or fetch is a really good one actually because it's above all time high. It's in price discovery, right? So if fetch pulls back. Let's say we can get a pullback into the old. I should already put that back on into the old all time high. Get rid of some of this shit. That's what I'd be looking at, right? So out of an alert set for fetch on the 50, crossing the EMA 50. And then also just an alert to watch if it pulls back into a previous level below. And, so if people are overpaying to be long fetch at the moment, and then the market pulls back, you see that, right? As soon as the market sorts itself out, few days of chop, down into the 50, fetch chops around Monday, Tuesday, people, it's over, it's bearish, starts to climb up, boom. That's how fetch goes for its next leg of price discovery. But it needs a sharp pullback first, right? That could be like a 25% pullback, which is going to shake people out. Pulling back towards all-time high when it's clearly broken out from it, so strong. So that's one for sure on my radar. And Filecoin, even, like, it depends how much it runs. But if Filecoin pumps first, right? If it pumps and then we get the pullback, right? Back to that level. This is the part where people FOMO in, comes all the way back, flushes them out. If it holds, the 50 comes up there. Again, it could be Filecoin. We'll see. So I'll just set any of these ones that I like the look of. I'll just set an alert on the 50 EMA and just wait for it to hit. You can do this, just look through your coins. Theta. Probably quite a nice. Yeah, it's probably a decent one on the lower time frames. Yeah, I like this. I want to see it sweep these daily lows, right? If it hits those into the 4 hour, that would be really nice. So again, similar kind of thing. Push up, traps people, flushes down. I could see Theta doing something like that. So if that either swept those lows, consolidation, or it's the 50. These are ones you just have on your radar. Akash, separate, that's just a spot holding. AKT is G. R Wave, it's another interesting one, to be fair. Big breakout. That kind of, I guess it depends. I could see this going like quick down and then just taking that momentum and blasting off. Or it might end up just having to chop for a bit. In this case, I wouldn't want to get long because then you're sitting holding along through consolidation. But a lot of these coins are going to move and leave people behind, right? You literally had all the time in the world to accumulate if you liked R-Wave. So guess what? It's probably not going to do this. People are afraid of that. I'm like, why would that happen? There's no reason for that to happen. All of this, right? That was its literally almost 2 year to get long there. This is now the breakaway. These are range expansions. These are not breakouts that fail. These are breakouts that hold. And it actually goes higher. And then it finds, whatever, like maybe it pushes again and again, and then we have the consolidation, then it goes again. And that's it. And here's the consolidation to buy. But yeah, for our wave, am I gonna buy it? No. See. Definitely take a look at it if it hits the 4 hour. We'll see. And it doesn't have to just be the 50, by the way, but it doesn't have to be the 50. It could come to the 100 or the 200 or whatever. Every trend moves differently. But the point is, if it hits the 50, I'll get an alert and then I can watch. Maybe it goes to the 100, maybe it goes to 200. However it moves, if those bands hold and you see a nice strong reaction, like let's say it flushes all the way to the 200 after hitting the 50 and falling through, but then you see a nice impulsive move up and it's sitting like here, that's a no-brainer long. Deep pullback, holds the 200, comes up. That's your risk reward. Yeah, it's a good one. All right, that's about it. I mean, there's a bunch of coins obviously pumping. My advice: stick to the good ones. Stick to ones that are clearly breaking out. The ones that you feel like you've missed, right? The ones you feel like you've missed are the ones you want to get long when you get a decent pullback. Don't touch any of this shit that's like bearish, that's stuck like that. I mean, that's fucking dog shit, but like even like ARB. Like, why would you long ARB? There's no reason to long ARB. It's below every kind of resistance. Below, no sign of impulse, no sign of a trend, and it's got high funding. Fuck that. Fuck that. Now ARB can be fine, it's just consolidating, right? But ARB still has to get to a point where it actually breaks out and shows you that it's going to break out. If ARB starts to move up and break out, then sure. But if not, avoid that kind of stuff. Trade the strength, back the fastest horse. Yeah? That's it. GM.